really difficult to describe how rivers and waterways can influence you. The experience is definitely dramatic. I think being around rivers and streams, it basically evokes this response, this connection to something that's more powerful than us. It's something that we all feel. We just don't necessarily know how to express it, and we've sort of lost touch with that in our daily lives. I don't actually know exactly what it is that draws me to the water. It's just something that you feel inside. Since I was a little kid, I always wanted to be near it. One of my earliest memories was being at McConnell's Mill State Park. It's this beautiful glacial chasm in Pennsylvania where a lot of people go to do whitewater kayaking and canoeing and rafting. And I still remember hiking along the shoreline there and seeing these brightly colored kayaks sitting on top of these giant rocks. They were like the size of houses and just looked enormous to me. And the look on the people's faces as they slid off and emerged into the water and started going down through the rapids, it just had this immediate connection with me. You know, definitely one of the big influences that I had for starting the Watersmith Guild and First Waves. The mission of the Watersmith Guild is to inspire watershed conservation through arts and adventure programming. And we got it all started with First Waves. First Waves is the flagship program of the Watersmith Guild, and it's designed to get underserved youth and kids that don't otherwise have the chance to get outside and give them these amazing experiences on our rivers and local waterways. Pennsylvania is full of amazing rivers and streams, but unfortunately, a history and a legacy of industrial past has sort of marred these areas. Things like acid mine drainage have long-term, if not irreversible, effects on the river and the watershed downstream. There's a lot of coal mining and different things that are really impacting these areas. But there's amazing groups like Indiana County Conservation District that are doing a wide range of conservation on rivers and watersheds throughout Western Pennsylvania.
We come into play by partnering with First Waves to provide educational opportunities for children and also to segue into kids hearing about conservation and the earth as a whole, which is really crucial to their generation and to people today.
We have interactive environmental experiences, so they get to basically handle native reptiles, amphibians, learn about how they're important and how they can protect them. With First Waves, we want them to fall in love with the rivers, and we do that with amazing sports like river surfing, whitewater paddleboarding, stand-up paddleboarding on the lakes, and that gives them this connection to the water.
Whenever you're paddling, you want to make sure the paddle stays straight up and down. Reach out first, the body will follow, and then just nice, gentle strokes.
First, we need to evoke a response from them. Usually when the kids arrive, the first thing you'll notice is sort of this kind of eyes down, really disinterested look, and whether that stems from fear or nervousness. But if you flash forward to about an hour or two later, after we've introduced them how to safely enjoy these waterways, it completely changes. They have these permanent smiles on their faces. They're just really enjoying this new experience that they're having.
You know what I tell you, and then just start to steer, all right? Got it. All you. Lift your chest. Oh, gosh. You did good. Now swim like it's hard. Swim that way. Oh, God. You're good.
Really exciting to just be on top of the wave and just flow with it.
I was nervous and I I didn't know if I was gonna fall or hit rocks or anything. And I heard the water was 20 feet deep, so I was scared of that.
I was scared at first, but after that first test run, it's like all my nerves like calmed down.
I loved river surfing because it's pretty fun, it's pretty inspiring. You get up and you'll always fall down, but then you get back up again.
This thing we call failure is not falling down, it's staying down.
A lot of them have never even swam in a river or a stream, and we're encouraging them to surf in a rapid.
And I was pretty proud whenever he was standing up on the paddleboard. He was adamant that he wasn't gonna be able to stand up on it. And, within 5 or 10 minutes, he's paddling right along with everybody.
I'm usually inside a lot, and coming out the first waves made me want to come outdoors a lot more than I did before.
They're feeling like, if I can overcome that and my friends are cheering me on, there's nothing I can't do. It's tapping into this sort of inner courage that they have and using that as a tool for the benefit of waterways, the benefit of their lives. We give them the chance to also become conservationists while they're out there on the water.
We usually do the macroinvertebrate sampling, especially because that's a really important way that scientists and conservationists use to monitor the quality of streams to make sure there's no pollution getting into people's waters.
We got all to see the bugs and everything. Me personally, I like bugs. Became more one with nature. I kind of like that connection now.
They're gonna have the perception that they want to protect these areas, and they're gonna be the conservationists of the future. The people that are really giving back and shifting that idea around using the rivers for our benefit and ultimately what we rely on for these communities to thrive. I'll basically never forget the first cast of First Waves. The beginning program in 2014, just an amazing group of kids. And I remember Steve as kind of being the ringleader.
Every week.
Yeah, I know. I mention every week. I'm from the south side of Pittsburgh, and at the age of 13, I participated in the first ever First Waves program. The last thing growing up as a Southside kid is to think that you can go on the river and paddleboard. I think a lot of that comes from the pollution that was around and a lot of people assuming that the river was just like a toxic wasteland. First Waves is so important because it gives a free program for kids with all different types of backgrounds to come together. These programs only amplified the feeling of striving to be the best I can possibly be. Coming back to First Waves, man, it was so nostalgic. I got to see Ian again, which was awesome. I haven't seen him since I was 14. Ian still had the life vest that I had from when I was 13. I'm surprised I still fit it. It's crazy, but it was just so much fun. I'm so happy I got to do it.
This is a core memory. I'm telling you guys, we're gonna have so much fun.
It was cool to give the kids pointers on like what I did whenever I was their age, and it was just so much fun to be able to do that.
Even as a kid, whenever Steve was one of the youth at First Waves, he was influential to me. His enthusiasm, the spark that he carries into the things that he did, and then now watching him as an adult, he's taking those skills that he had and developed at First Waves, being able to kind of lead the pack and take away some of the fears that people had and inspire them to get out there. And now he's able to do that for these teens that absolutely need that.
I didn't have a lot of mentors outside of people like Ian. First Waves taught me how to be a mentor. It gave me a blueprint of what a mentor looks like, and I use that every single day of my life. And to be able to be that person for a lot of these kids, it fulfills my life. I told them so many times already, but just thank you times a million. The life lessons you taught me, the confidence you gave me to be the person I am today is amazing, and impacted us so much. You changed our lives significantly.
hearing Steve say that that's one of the best days of his life and that experience really transformed him, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm still trying to process exactly what it means. But yeah, mostly just really happy that, that it can have that change and have that influence over someone's life, and hopefully we can bring it to more kids in the future. It starts with an individual, but how can you give back and how can you, make a change on a more global scale? And the way that we think they can do that is through filmmaking.
The filmmaking aspect of it, that was a whole surprise to me. The kids as a whole, they got into it, and then they started to do their interviews and started doing a little filmmaking of their own.
And at the end of the experience, they get to make a film about it.
They're good, they're good at that stuff. Made it fun, funny. You can see the personalities kind of in the videos.
They're also kind of inspiring other people, their peers, their families, about all these experiences that they're having. So that can kind of perpetuate the message of First Waves.
And showing them to people and saying, hey, this is what we learned, can be impactful. We can see more action and we can see deeper understanding about what nature is.
All the kids that come to First Waves have their own stories to tell, and we just want to be able to give them the access, the resources, the tools, and the skills that they need to tell them. A lot of kids don't have these opportunities. And in places like Indiana County, it's sort of a case of it's so close that you can't really see it for what it is. They don't look at that river as a place where they could go and have an amazing adventure. We can give them the chance to become, stewards of their own homes.
2, 1, go!
It's really important to make those connections with everyone and everything, and from a mentor perspective, the environment is a healthy and safe space.
Just bring them, get them outside. They're gonna have a good time. They're gonna learn something. Any kind of challenge that you overcome, it's gonna help you grow as a person.
There is a lot of importance in getting the youth involved in nature preservation because, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but the youth are our future.
Not only do it for yourself, but do it for your kids and your kids' kids. This world is going to be here for the next 15 generations. You have to start now. It starts with us.
We get to see that we're all one in this environment that we're going to, and that water connects all of us no matter what our background might be. It's beyond sort of a job. I think it's become a true passion and maybe a calling to really kind of bring this to the people that otherwise wouldn't get the chance. And to see that emergence of that connection with the rivers and our waterways, it's really a powerful thing. I feel really lucky to be able to bring that experience to kids all over Western Pennsylvania and all of these great communities that we get to work in.